Act 2, Changing, always begins with the difficult first moves of adjustment, those clumsy early days and first nights of becoming accustomed to a new way of being. It really is hard at first. That's why we resist it. Beginnings and ends are terrible times. Now we are in the process of allostasis, of trying to re-achieve stability in the face of change, to reach a new set point of comfort and familiarity, to get back to normal. Heightened arousal and attention are the hallmarks of these times of transition. They always accompany our attempts to adjust to the rhythm of the new, putting us under constant internal pressure to get back to normal, a new normal, as quickly as possible. During such difficult times, it is often easier to fall back on the consolation of old habits, even though these will not get the job of change done. And it is here we glimpse the roots of much of our suffering. We are sometimes too keen to reach the end of the process of change, or not to begin at all, or to avoid it whilst in it. We trot out our old responses when something new is called for. We keep saming when we ought to be changing. This is the ground we will cover in Act 2, following the arc of the drama of change through to Act 3, the establishment of the new normal, the new small world. It's a daunting prospect. There is a whole book ahead of me, of us. For my journey, like a climber off to scale a mountain, or a general off to battle, I prepared a detailed campaign. Even for this part, I made some notes. I knew early on that I wanted to draw attention to the act of dedication that is necessary to initiate and sustain something as fundamentally improbable as the writing of a book. Only recently the notion came to me of swimming upstream, against the tide of decay and degradation, the slow and subtle ebbing away of order, the way that every day and every way you and I are getting worse, losing ground, memory, teeth, and the battle just to stay as we are, let alone get better. And this is all about getting better. I could even call it getting better. That would do. People, things, do get better. It's unlikely, against nature, and in the teeth of the second law of thermodynamics, the inevitability of disorder. But just occasionally, things improve. I believe that. As a therapist, I have seen it, worked with it, seen people move upstream, struggle uphill. The physics of these metaphors is spot on. To work against the prevailing forces of habit, inertia, and gradual decay, you really need to put in some effort. And that's not easy, not right at the start. The first steps are all effort and no reward. Something else needs to keep you going until reward kicks in, until the road begins to rise to meet you. A cussed mixture of faith in the process, hope for change, and a devotion to a purpose not dictated by the prevailing conditions. In sum, dedication. It's hard at first. So why bother? What makes us change? Well, sometimes we have to, and sometimes we just see that things could be better than they are. We get a glimpse or have a vision of a future that is not just a continuation of the present. And if that vision is compelling enough, then desire kicks in, the yearning for things to be other than they are. You're off to a good start there, with the vision and the desire. With them comes a quickening of energy, the beginnings of an urgency, the impulse to change. That's quite a trio now, vision, desire, and urgency. Quite a team. But even then you could let it lie. Let the impulse die, the desire fade, the perception dim. They will stop bothering you, eventually, if you ignore them. How much choice we have there is a subject that we can come to. But for the moment, let's just say it feels like there are little moments where everything is in place, and all we need to do is act. Do something about it. Well, if that's how you feel, why don't you do something about it? You know those moments. We've all had them, or seen them on television. A moment of decision. Okay, I will. And you do. You will. You manifest your will in an action, and things change. Maybe not much at